Hello, everyone. Today we are going to take a minute and watch Ginny's master exterior. Now, there are 3 hides in this search, and it's a little bit of a longer one. It's about 4.5 minutes, so lots to watch here. And this one's really interesting to me. It didn't have a great pass rate. I'm really proud of the work that we did. However, we definitely spent a lot of time in places that we didn't need to. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And the thing was, I knew that Ginny was on odor at the start line, but we did not get a hide at the start line. So she's going to come out. She's kind of sniffing around, and I actually really expected her to find a threshold here. But she didn't pick one up. So I was trying to make sure that she had the ability to search on her own, work through that. And this is one of those things where with her, I've got to let her feel like she does have the time to search the area. So I'm just letting her kind of work. We did have to not just work the tables, but we also needed to go out to that outbuilding, which is on the left-hand side of the video here. And at this point, I was like, let's go clear this. It's not that much of an area. Let's clear this and then come back to the tables since I wasn't feeling like we were very successful at the tables. So she's going to come out. She starts to pick up something on the edge of this shelf right here, but not enough for me to call anything. She's going to come back around in just a second. And this is actually, as we get through this is actually going to be one of my most memorable searches with her because while we struggled here, the ending was pretty epic. So bear with me as we're going through this. So we've got some odor, not enough for anything. So what's happening is it's actually channeling down. That's what she's picking up is the odor from the other corner, which she comes in and works. And now we've got a hide, which is always good because that tail's going to go a little bit and she's going to start feeling a little bit more like, oh yeah, we really are working odor. So we get that one. I believe that we finished clearing the other side of this real quick. And then I looked at my watch and I was like, oh my gosh, we've spent so much time over here. So we are going to go down and make sure that we get downwind to work the picnic tables. Now, here's what's funny is if you watch Ella's excellent exterior on the same day, I tried to use the wind and I was not successful by using the wind, but I was very successful using the wind in this search with Ginny. So she comes in, decides to check out the top of the table, which is not a bad idea. And actually, she's probably working odor from another hide that you're going to see in a second when she jumped up there. She's also telling us there's something high. She's like, Mom, there's something high. She's going to come down here. And at this point, I'm just hoping that we're going to pick something up because it's hard sometimes with Ginny when her head is down like that. Are you working odor or are you just, have I lost you a little bit? Because sometimes she does get that way where she's like, okay, I'm not quite sure, I haven't found anything yet. So she comes in, she's working odor again, and she's actually going to get her second hide in just a second. I got a little tangled there. So my plan was to, again, work the outside of the benches and then go back downwind, and we were going to work the same direction back. But we've got to get our second hide first. So she's going to come in here. And ironically, our second hide was right there. We'd already been over there, but because of the way I had walked in, she missed that one. So she got that one. And I'm thinking we don't have a lot of time yet, but let's head down here, see if we can work in between. She's going to come up. Remember how I told you she was working a high hide? And she actually hits the hide right here and kind of surprised me. And I was like, can we jump down? I wanted her to try and work it from down below, but she just sourced it again and said, hey, Mom, it's right here. So I called it. We took it. I looked at the amount of time left. I was a little worried about that shelf back in the back. I was pretty sure that it was channeling, but I wanted to double check our work. So we went down a little bit And I took her back over here just to make sure that we hadn't missed anything, which we hadn't. And then we went ahead and I called finish. So not a great search handling wise. Remember that Ginny and I actually have not been working together lately. We have actually she's been working with my husband more than me. And I wasn't actually planning on running her in Masters, but she's been doing great in Masters. And I've been really proud of the way that she's been working and tackling these harder puzzles that she has not had as much practice for as some of my other dogs. And I wouldn't normally do that, but she has been sniffing for quite a while. And so since she's been having great success, we just kind of went through the weekend with that. But what I found interesting about this particular search was there was so much available at the start line, and yet there wasn't because of the way that the wind was blowing. The wind was blowing across all of those tables and down. So she didn't have as much information, but she had enough that she wanted to try to work it. So, and then of course, being able to work it from the top and being confident enough to tell me, hey, no, mom, this is where it is. So this was a fun search. It's one I'm going to remember for a really long time. And if for no other reason, just that moment of her getting up there and searching, that was beautiful. All right, guys. So that was Ginny's Master Exterior, and I'll see you next time.